What's good, YouTube? This is Grace 1, Joy 2, Peace 3, coming at y'all with another coupon haul. Excuse me, not coupon haul. I'm so used to saying it. It's not a coupon haul. It's a I don't know what you would call this video. I'll decide the title when I say it. But I went to CVS today, and I usually get my newspapers there because I can use my extra bucks for it and don't have to pay anything out of pocket. While, you know, I was couponing, because y'all see in the video that's loading up now. And I didn't want to bring, well, let me back up. A lot of times when I coupon, I'm out and I'm walking. And so I walk all the way from where I live to CVS, and that's not exactly right on my street or around the corner. And I know y'all have noticed by now that I'm a pretty healthy woman. You know, I'm not no small sister. So it hurts my body, it aches my feet and my knees and my ankles and my back, all that when I do this. So I'm taking my time and I'm doing this to benefit my family, because you never know what's going to happen in this world. You know, in this lifetime, nothing is guaranteed. You know, life isn't kind of safe like it used to be, you know, back in the days when we were younger, you know, our generation, or, you know, our parents were younger. Stuff is just crazy. So you never know what you may have to eat off of in your house, or what you may have to use that's in your house. You never know when a national disaster may strike. So I'm grateful for couponing, because it saves you from having to go to the store as much. It saves you in kind of worrying about your family if something did happen, you know. But in any event, I went up there today and I got my newspapers like I was telling y'all, and I said, well, you know, ain't no sense in me throwing them away, because I'm not gonna carry. I had 4 newspapers. I'm not gonna carry 4 newspapers that I'm not gonna use back home. So I left them at the store with somebody, one of the young ladies I'm associate with. We, you know, we talk here and there. We're not exactly friends, but we cool. We alright, you know how it is. You know, you adapt buddies. I put her in buddy category, because we're not like friends, like we hang out, stuff like that, blah blah blah. She's a buddy. So I told her, I was like, well, I don't want these newspapers to go to waste. She was like, you sure? You paid for them or whatever. And, you know, she looked at the ECBs as me paying for it. I told her, I said, yeah, I just wanted the coupons out of them. Ain't no need me taking them and throwing them away. So she was like, you know, sure, you know, I'll take them and keep them and donate them. So I was on the phone with my mom, because I talk to somebody when I'm, you know, walking or whatever, if I'm alone. And me and her was just chatting. She was telling me something, but you know how you can zone in and hear a conversation. So it just happened in my mind, just, you know, I don't know what it was. It just zoned in, you know, on that conversation. And she asked a white man if he if he had a newspaper today, did he buy one? And he was like, no. And she was like, well, this young lady right here, and I was standing right next to the register, not enough to where I could see his credit cards and stuff like that, if he was even paying with one, his stuff with a credit card. But I'm saying I was right there putting my stuff in my book bag and things like that, because I carry that, so I won't have to carry as much in my hand. So she told him that I was donating it or whatever, free of charge, no problem. He was like, no, I already brought one today. And I was like, I looked around, because usually when I spot, me and my mom, we were out a lot. We hang out. She's one of my best friends. You know, she's real cool people. And, but I respect her though. She's still my mom. But, usually, you know how somebody that you cool with, you girlfriends with, or y'all tight like that, you'll look at each other with that look like, did you just hear what I heard? Because me and my girlfriend, we the same age just about. We do that when we out, because we know each other and we know how we think and stuff, and it's a lot alike, but it's not. So I looked at the lady. She looked at me, and when the man, he walked out real quick too. And when the dude walked out, me and her was like, I said, I'm not trying to be funny, but did he just lie? She said, yeah, he just did. He just said 1 minute that he did not have a coupon, newspaper, and then the next minute that he did. And I was like, oh my gosh. My mom, I told her about it, when I was coming out of the store, and she was like, you just experienced racism face to face. Blunt face to face. And I was like, yeah, I sure did. It was kind of funny. Normally stuff like that would, not normally, but sometimes stuff like that would irritate me. But dude, you don't know who the person that made the newspaper color of their skin is, who touched it and delivered it before you or myself even touched it. What did I do to the newspapers? I ain't even take them out the store. And I'm sitting in, I'm on the phone with my mom, and I'm like, wow. And the town I live in, it is real racism. It's a small town. You can tell who runs the town and who don't. I know there's a lot of dirty stuff that goes on in this town. I don't know who doing it or who, what, but I don't really care. But you can just look at people and see where they at and if they hiding something. The lady was like, it ain't no hair off our back or anything like that. She said it was his loss. I was like, yeah, but that's still funny. I could not believe that, y'all. He literally ran out the store pretty much. He was walking at a real fast pace to get away from me, like I had did something to him, or like I had a knife or a gun that was about to cut him or something. Well, I do carry a knife, but you never know, people are crazy. But I'm just saying, I didn't hold it up to him and was ready to cut him with it or anything like that. Only time I would ever use that is to defend myself if it came down to that, and I pray it never does, and I thank God that it never has. But I'm like, wow, sometimes you just can't believe the audacity of people. So then, okay, here go another adventure. Yeah, I said then, here's more. I applaud anybody that stayed on this long. So I was walking down the street, and I know a couple of people that live the way that I go. Sometimes I'll try to switch it up because you never know who's watching. You gotta be wise when you're walking, because it's the streets, like that Skittles or that Starburst commercial, go, the streets, you gotta be careful. So I was walking down there, and I happened to see one of my cousin's aunts, and she waved at me real nice and everything, and I waved back at her. I was like, wow, she got good eyesight to see me way down here. Because I wasn't that close up, because I saw her, but I, wasn't paying attention to it. So she sat up there, and she had been walking a lot over the last couple of years since I've known her. I've known her for maybe about, I say 6 years, 4. And whenever I had the time and I wasn't rushing, me and my mother, or I would stop and give her a ride. But me and my family, we've been walking for a while now because our situation has changed financially. That's led me to start couponing in the first place. Which is a lot of people's story from watching Extreme Couponing. But so I'm like, okay, Mom, we're gonna see where her heart is. The true test right here. I said, let's see if she stopped. I already knew in my heart and in my spirit she wasn't going to stop. So I watched her as she got in the car. I watched her as she got in the car and had her granddaughter or her daughter in the back seat. I think it's her granddaughter. And she drove right past me, was waving real big again, and I waved back at her, and I was like, wow. Y'all, I kid y'all not. I've been in this house where I am for a month and a half now. And it's been about a month since I've seen her last, and we talked, and she was telling me that she has diabetes. She didn't have a meter. And I told her, I said, well, I got a meter from CVS a couple of weeks ago, because y'all know that sale had just went on, $10 for the meter. We had $10 coupons. So I said, well, her daughter lives on the same road that I live on. I see her walking all the time. So I said, well, being that that's so, you know, because she was waiting on the government to send her another one. They had sent it yet. She didn't even know what her sugar was. I told her, I said, well, I tell you what, the next time I see your daughter, I'll give it to her. She can pass it along. And then she gonna pull this today. And I don't know if she was upset from the times where I was driving or my mom was driving and we was rushing or we was late or we couldn't stop because traffic, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may have been, that she feel like she could just walk past or drive past and don't stop or anything. And you know, you have that right, it's your vehicle. But at the same time, it was me who was sitting up there that was being inconvenienced by you, your nephew, you know, periodically people he knew, and giving them rides. I've given so many people rides over the years because I know how it is not to have a vehicle. I was grateful to have one when I got my own vehicle at 20. So, I mean, it's like, it's crazy. I see people I know all the time. A neighbor that's supposed to be a real good friend of my mom's saw me last week, about 2 weeks ago, waved, just like a, hey, how you doing, and kept on going. But she's supposed to be friends with my mother. It's amazing how people that's supposed to be cool with you, that's supposed to be kind to you, just treat you like crap. They'll wave and honk their horn, all that. See me sweating, slugging, limping because I'm hurting on my ankles, and won't stop for nothing. I remember one day I was coming from Walmart and it was raining heavily, and I was walking from Walmart to my home, and I was about halfway to my home and nobody had stopped. I mean, nobody. It was raining. I was soaking wet, even down to my socks soaking wet, and nobody would stop. But this one woman did. I used to look after her children at the Boys and Girls Club because I worked there a couple of summers ago. And she stopped. She was like, do you need a ride? I'm like, please. I said, you would not believe people who just see you walking and won't even stop. But it's okay, because those who sow in tears shall reap in joy. Even though I'm not really crying about the situation, it's just messy. It's messed up. You know, it's not nobody's fault that we're in a situation that we are financially where we don't have a vehicle. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that if you see a need, meet the need. Even the word speaks about that if you see your brother and he needs something, help him. And I'm a believer of Jesus Christ. I've been saved for over 8 years. So that's why I worked hard to work on me. So, you know, a lot of times I'll tell y'all they did this, they did that in the stores, but I kept it cool because I know my attitude. I'm not a patient person. I'm working on my stuff. But every time that I go through this situation with people waving at me and just keep going, God's like, make sure when you get a vehicle that you stop for that person. He's just reminding me. He's speaking it to me, speaking it to my heart, to my mind, to remember people that you may know that's walking, and stop and help them. Or even if it's not that, if it's something that they need and you have it, meet that need. I don't just coupon for my family, I coupon for my friends as well. I gave my mom this friend, the same one that walked past me and kept going, toothpaste for her family. You know what I'm saying? I have deodorant that I wanted to get to her son, but I ain't want her to feel like I was trying to say her son was funky. So I just left that alone. But I'm just saying, she's a single mom of 3. So I know things is tight for her. And this town we live in don't have a lot of job offers. So I just wanted to come on here and kind of rant, vent a little bit. I don't know how long this video is, but I just had to get that off my chest and share that with y'all. As y'all can see, I'm cool. I'm not mad about it. It's all good. Because it's teaching me to be stronger, to develop a tough skin in the right way. Not a tough skin to where I'm a shell, but a tough skin to let stuff just roll off me. You know what I'm saying? And then 2, shoot, I'm losing weight. I know y'all can tell just a little bit. I've lost like 15 pounds recently, you know, and I've been losing weight consistently. But when you sitting up and you losing weight and then you going to the store and you couponing and getting this, it's not good. So I ain't eating all that candy. My family, we ain't eating all that candy. If we eat it all, You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be in moderation, but it ain't gonna be all at one time. But it's something serious with the world coming to. But I'm gonna make sure that when it's my turn to help people in need, that I be there to help them. Don't worry about what I feel like I may lose. And a lot of times, when you bless people, you get blessed. You never know what God may have in store with you, for you, by you being a blessing to somebody else, by you doing what you're supposed to do, by you being obedient. That situation that you may have been dealing with, God may fix it. That lost family member that may be strung out on drugs, God may fix it. You know what I'm saying? That wayward daughter, God may bring her in. That wayward parent, God may bring them in. Because you have parents that act just like their children, and the children have to act like their parents. I saw it yesterday on Dr. Phil. But you never know what God to do because you are being obedient. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know why all of a sudden this came up. But what I do know is that God sees you and that He loves you. And He don't forget about you. So don't forget about His people. Don't forget about Him. Y'all be good. I'm getting ready to unwind because it's 7 o'clock. My shows are coming on in a little bit. I love y'all dearly. Thank everybody who's been tuning in, because I've noticed I've had more views here and there. I got 25 views on one of my things from last week. I'm like, hey. But y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed. See you later. Bye.